I think I broke a hip. You guys probably can't tell by looking at me. I don't get a lot of girls. In fact, I'm hoping somebody drops a roofie in my drink so I can go home and watch a dirty movie. Let me tell you, there are two kinds of people in the world. Thanks for coming out. Give yourselves a hand for coming out. Everybody TiVo your favorite show tonight? There are two kinds of people in the world. People who have TiVo, and people who wish that people with TiVo would shut up about their TiVo. I have TiVo. And I TiVoed my favorite show, CSI Arkansas. But there were only 2 episodes, because there are no complete dental records, and all the DNA is the same. A little bit about me. New Year's Eve, last New Year's Eve was my 30th wedding anniversary. 30 years. 4 different women, but 30 years. Actually, guys, no, 30 years the same woman, and guys, let me tell you, it flies by like an eternity. Big baseball fan, I love baseball. Mark McGwire came out and said he had used steroids. Yeah. Really, what a shocker that is. Somebody shooting something in his ass make him a better baseball player. I'm a comedian. I wish someone would shoot something in my ass make me funnier. When we stopped at Grand Island at some truck stop, and there was some guy that offered. Hey, you know what? I've only done that once, but I was young, I was drunk, and I needed the money. Actually, that's not true. I didn't need the money. Sarah Palin is back in the news. You know, I know this to talk about. Sarah Palin's back, and this is going to be tough. Because Sarah Palin, at the end of the day, is really just Dan Quayle with a camel toe. Too soon? Too soon on that one? I'm a parent, I have children, and here's the real, I raised 2 sons, and last year I found out I had a teenage daughter. Got a letter from Lori. She moved in, it was really cool because I raised sons, and now I have a daughter, and I spent half my time trying to convince this girl to not do everything I spent my whole life trying to convince girls to do. Now, who's the people from Anaheim? Who are the people from Anaheim? There's a great amusement park out in Denver, Elitch Gardens. Have you been there? They have a new ride this year. It's based on the Grateful Dead. They have a poster of Jerry Garcia up front. It says, if you're not this high, you're not going to like this ride. It's pretty cool. The lights are flashing, things are spinning around. Dude, they let me run that ride. I got kids. My kid goes off to college. Says, Dad, you know, what can you tell me about college? I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell you that. And that girl in the picture is your mom now, so we're not going to talk about that. Anybody got kids going to college? By a show of applause. Let them hear it in Columbus. Who's got kids going to college? Write this down. There are 3 rules of college. Rule number 1, never lock a door unless you're holding the key in your hand. Right? Rule number 2, never, ever drink anything blue. And rule number 3, never buy LSD from a naked guy wearing a cape. I was in college for 8 years. The last 2 years, I was the guy in the cape. And I'm a teacher. I teach middle school and I teach high school. And my son came home and he failed high school history. I said, how could you fail history? I teach history. He said, Dad, there's a lot more history now than when you were a kid. And kids, kids, I don't know what they're wearing. Kids show up, little girls show up with stuff written on their sweatpants, on the back of what's it say in the back of their sweatpants? Juicy? Princess? Pink? That should be on the front. And I saw it was a big girl, it's a real big girl, and she's walking down the street, and on the back of her sweatpants it says anal. And I thought, that's very bold. And it was spelled wrong. It said angel. Her butt was so big it swallowed a consonant. And not only that, it swallowed a G. I'm Andy Kaufman. Thank you very much. It's awesome.